What curricula are you adopting in your class? It is recommended, written, taught, supported, assessed, learned, or hidden curriculum.
In my PE class, I adopt a curriculum that includes several components. It's primarily a recommended and written curriculum aligned with national or district standards like local education departments' guidelines. I then teach this curriculum by designing lessons that are developmentally appropriate and engaging for all students. It's supported by resources from the school and sometimes supplemented by additional materials I bring in. I assist students through these skill checks, participation, effort, and reflective activities to see how well they are learning both the physical skills and broader life lessons. There is also a hidden curriculum that naturally develop things like teamwork, discipline, perseverance, and respect, with which students pick up through daily interaction and experience in class activities.
How do you describe the curricula you are adopting in your class?
The curriculum I adopt in my class is comprehensive, student-centered, and aligned with national or district standards. It focuses on developing physical literacy, helping students build the skills, confidence, and knowledge to be active for life. It includes a balance of skill development, fitness, team and individual sports, rhythmic activities, and health education. I also integrate social and emotional learning by emphasizing teamwork, communication, and self-management. The curriculum is adaptable, so I modify it to meet students' diverse learning needs while still maintaining the core objectives. My goal is to make physical education meaningful, inclusive, and relevant to students' everyday lives.
Is there a type of curricula not presented in the classroom? Please identify po, sir.
One type of curriculum that is not always formally present in the classroom is the null curriculum, which refers to the content or experiences that are left out, whether intentionally or unintentionally. For example, some traditional or culturally diverse physical activities like dance forms from other cultures or emerging fitness trends like parkour or martial arts may not be included due to time, resources, or lack of exposure. While I aim to provide a well-rounded experience, limitations in schedule, equipment, or training can sometimes prevent certain content areas from being fully explored. I recognize this and try to supplement when possible or advocate for curriculum updates that reflect a broader range of movement.
Do you follow a structured syllabus or lesson plan? How strictly do you adhere to it?
Yes, I do follow a structured syllabus and lesson plan which is aligned with curriculum standards and learning outcomes. It ensures that students progress through skills development, fitness, and game concepts in a logical and effective way. However, I also believe in being flexible if I notice the class needs more time to grasp a concept, or if there's an opportunity to adapt based on student engagement or weather conditions, I'll adjust accordingly. The goal is always to keep lessons meaningful, safe, and engaging while maintaining learning objectives.
Who decides the written curriculum in your institution? It is a government, school admin, or teachers?
Written curriculum is primarily guided by the national or regional education standards set by the government. However, the school administration and department heads usually adapt those standards to fit our school's context. As teachers, we also have input. We contribute by designing lesson plans, selecting appropriate activities, and tailoring instructions to meet our students' needs while staying aligned with the overall curriculum goals.
How do you deliver lesson plans in class? Do you modify the written curriculum based on students' needs?
I deliver lessons using a combination of direct instruction, demonstration, guided practice, and active student participation. Each lesson includes a warm-up, skill development, application through games or activities, and a cool-down. While I follow the written curriculum, I do modify it when necessary based on my students' needs. For example, if a group needs more time to fundamental skills or if there are varying ability levels, I adjust activities to ensure everyone can participate, progress, and feel successful.
What teaching strategies do you use to ensure students understand the lesson?
I use a variety of teaching strategies to ensure students understand the lessons. First, I always start with clear demonstrations and step-by-step instructions, often breaking skills down into smaller, manageable parts. I also use visual aids, modeling, and verbal cues to support students' types of learners. During the activities, I provide constant feedback and check for understanding through questioning and observation. I also like to incorporate student-led activities where they get to teach or demonstrate skills which reinforces through learning. Lastly, I adapt activities to meet diverse needs and ensure every student is engaged and able to participate successfully.
What materials or books or technology tools do you use to support teaching?
To support my teaching, I use a variety of materials and tools. I often refer to curriculum guides, physical education textbook, and online resources like Open's PhysEd or PE Central to plan developmentally appropriate activities. For technology, I use videos to demonstrate proper techniques, apps like Coach Eye for skill analysis, and sometimes heart rate monitors or pedometer to help students track their progress. I also incorporate tools like cones, mats, balls, and agility ladders to create engaging and effective lessons. These materials help me reach different learning styles and keep students active and motivated.
Are there enough resources provided by school or do you supplement them yourself?
While the school does provide some resources, I often supplement with my own materials or tools to enhance lessons and keep things fresh and engaging for the students. Whether it's bringing in new activity ideas, portable equipment, or tech tools, I do what needed to create the best learning environment possible.
Then, how do you assess students' learning? Is it through exam, project, or participation in the class?
I assess student learning using a variety of methods to get a full picture of their progress. Participation and effort are key components as they show engagement and willingness to improve. I also use skill assessment to track development in specific areas like coordination, strength, or teamwork. Sometimes I incorporate short written reflections, fitness labs, or projects where students set goals and track their own progress. When appropriate, I use quizzes to assess knowledge of rules, strategies, or health concepts. So my goal is to assess both physical performance and personal growth while also recognizing that every student progress at their own pace.
Do assessments align with what was taught or are they based on external standards?
My assessments are aligned with what I teach in class and are also guided by national or state physical education standards. I make sure that every skill, concept, or fitness component I assess has been clearly taught and practiced during lessons. At the same time, I use external standards as framework to ensure students are meeting age-appropriate benchmarks in areas like motor skills, fitness, and personal or social responsibility. This way, students are assessed fairly based on what they've learned while still working toward broader learning goals.
How do you measure what students have actually learned?
I measure what students have actually learned through a combination of formative and summative assessments. I observe their performance during activities to see if they're applying the skills and concepts taught, such as proper technique, teamwork, or understanding or game rules. I also use checklists, rubrics, and peers or self-assessment to track progress. In some cases, I include fitness testing or skill changes and simple written reflections and quizzes to measure their knowledge and growth. By using multiple methods, I can get a well-rounded view of each student's learning and development, not just physically, but cognitively and social as well.
Do students retain knowledge beyond tests? How do you know?
Yes, I believe many students retain knowledge beyond the test because I focus on teaching practical, real-life skills they can apply outside of the class. I reinforce key concepts like teamwork, goal setting, and fitness principles through repeated practice and real-world application. I can tell they're retaining knowledge when they demonstrate proper techniques in later units. make healthy choices during the free time, or even explain rules and strategies to peers without prompting. This ability to apply what they've learned over time, not just recall it for a test, shows true understanding and long-term retention.
What unwritten values, behaviors, or social norms do students learn in your class?
In my class, students learn many important unwritten values and behaviors that go beyond physical skills. One of the key values is teamwork and collaboration. Students learn how to communicate effectively, support one another, and work together toward a common goal, whether it is a team sport or a group fitness challenge. They also learn the importance of respect, both for their peers and for the equipment and space. Another important value is perseverance. I encourage students to push through challenges, not to give up, teaching them that effort and determination as important as success. Lastly, students learn sportsmanship, which involves handling both victory and defeat with grace, showing respect to opponents, and playing fairly.
There are untitled lesson example, discipline, teamwork that emerge in your teaching.
Yes, in addition to the planned physical skills and knowledge, several unattended lessons often emerge in my teaching, especially around discipline and teamwork. For example, during group activities or team sports, students naturally learn how to communicate, collaborate, and problem solve with peer skills that go beyond the physical activity itself. I often see students develop leadership qualities or ability to encourage their teammates. Discipline also becomes a key lesson with students must follow rules, stay in task, and manage their time effectively. During class, even when they don't realize it, these experiences help them grow in responsibility, accountability, and social interaction. I always try to seize those moments to reinforce positive behaviors and make connections to real-life situations.
Okay, sir. What challenges do you face in implementing the curriculum?
One of the main challenges I face in my implementing the curriculum is ensuring that all students, regardless of the ability level, are engaged and able to participate fully. With such a diverse group of learners, it can sometimes be difficult to adapt activities to meet the individual needs while still keeping the class moving forward. Another challenge is managing time effectively, especially when the curriculum includes a variety of skills and topics to cover. Limited class time and resources can make it difficult to give students the hands-on practice they need in every area. Additionally, maintaining student motivation, especially when it comes to fitness-based activities, can be challenging. I work to make the lessons engaging and relevant to their lives, but keeping every student motivated to participate and improve consistently requires creativity and ongoing encouragement.
If you could change one thing about the current curriculum, what would it be?
If I could change one thing about the current curriculum, it would be to include more emphasis on lifelong physical fitness and wellness, particularly focusing on activities that students can continue outside of school and into adulthood. While the curriculum already address sports physical skills, I believe we could integrate more individual activities such as yoga, pilates, or outdoor fitness routines that students can incorporate in their daily lives long after they leave school. This would help students build healthy habits that last beyond their school years and encourage them to view physical activity as enjoyable, lifelong pursuit rather than just a school.
How do you ensure all types of curricula work together effectively?
Of curricula, whether it's physical skills, health education, or social emotional learning, work together effectively. I focus on creating connections between the different areas. For example, when teaching a sports physical activity, I integrate health concepts such as the importance of warm-ups, nutrition, and injury prevention. I also align the physical education curriculum with broader school goals such as academic achievements and character development. This holistic approach helps students see how the skills they're learning in physical education apply to other areas of life, ensuring that all aspects of the curriculum complement each other, and contribute to their overall development.
Can you give an example of how the hidden curriculum plays out in your classroom?
In my PE class, hidden curriculum often plays out through the values and behaviors that aren't explicitly taught but are learned through the activities. For example, while students are engaged in sports group exercise, they learn important life skills such as cooperation, perseverance, and leadership. These lessons aren't always part of the formal curriculum, but they emerge naturally as students work together to solve problems, support each other during challenges, or handle winning and losing with respect. Additionally, the classroom environment fosters a sense of accountability, where students learn responsibility by taking care of equipment, following safety protocols, and being respectful of others' space and efforts.
How do you balance standardized requirements with students' individual learning needs?
I balance standardized requirements with students' individual learning needs by using the standard as framework while adapting my teaching methods to meet students where they are. I start by clearly understanding the goals set by the curriculum, then modify activities, instruction, and assessment based on students' abilities, interests, and learning styles. For example, if the standard requires mastering a specific skills, I might offer multiple ways to practice it, like station, peer teaching, or modified equipment so every student can participate and improve at their own pace. I also provide extra support or challenges as needed, ensuring that each student has the opportunity to succeed while still meeting the expected outcomes.